Ingrid Lewis Martin was being interviewed by a local news outlet and said something very surprising, saying we need to, this is a Democrat, close the borders. Listen.
What?
The federal government needs to do its job. We need the federal government, the Congress members, the Senate, and the president to do his job. Close the borders.
Well, then after she said that, though, a spokesman for Eric Adams came back and clarified the mayor believes the U.S. should continue to welcome immigrants. However, Fabian Levy says there need to be decompression strategies at the border.
In Massachusetts, we heard the governor panicked, and she wanted to declare a state of emergency. We know what's going on in New York City, where we've had a constant state of emergency with over 125,000 illegal aliens. Now factor in Illinois. Suddenly, the governor realized Chicago's overrun. So are these suburban communities. It is an emergency. What the hell is going on with illegal immigration at our border? This letter to President Biden from maybe a future presidential candidate, Governor Pritzker.
Yeah, he's a Democrat, keep in mind. The letter says, as the numbers being transported to Chicago are accelerating, the humanitarian crisis is overwhelming our ability to provide aid to the refugee population. Unfortunately, the welcome and aid Illinois has been providing to these asylum seekers has not been matched with support by the federal government. Most critically, the federal government's lack of intervention and coordination at the border has created an untenable situation for Illinois.
Sound familiar?
And what he's complaining about is Governor Pritzker says, look, we are awash with migrants because we've had 15,000 in the last year. Well, that's how many New York City gets in a month. And so
Eagle Pass gets in a day.
And so Governor Pritzker recommends that one person at the White House lead the border oversight. Also, he says it would be great.
One person. Shouldn't Kamala Harris was supposed to do that.
But they've already got one person at the White House. It's the Secretary of Homeland Security. He also suggests they waive fees for applying for temporary protective status so that it would be easier for the migrants to get jobs. And finally, and this is where, while he says it's untenable, suddenly he's on the same page of the White House. He says Congress needs to pass comprehensive immigration reform, which would be good, but it's not going to happen with this Congress. And so what they've got to do is this administration has got to figure a way to fix what's going on.
So they want more voters, but they don't want to actually address the root cause, which is border security, making sure that the Border Patrol can actually do their job instead of doing processing. But Brian, it's amazing that they're so frustrated at what is happening, as you correctly noted. And one day in Texas, Kathy Hochul is saying, this is not a complicated issue.